Hey, what is happening? What's going on? Hey, if you are just running across this channel or if you just found this channel, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for being part of the 690 ADV. Tonight's video is about dual sporting and beginner dual sports, 5 of them. And what probably are the best ones to get if you're trying to get into dual sporting, because it's growing like crazy out there. And there's so many bikes to pick from. And if you're a new rider, or if you're just getting into it, or maybe you're coming over from the street, or maybe you own a cruiser or something like that, what are really good bikes to pick, or what are some good bikes to get? Well, I got 5 of them that are really, really perfect. You know, you may not want to start out with something like a KTM 690 Enduro R, only because A, it's really not a new rider friendly. It's way too much power, and it's just too much bike for somebody that's brand new getting started. Not only that, it costs a lot of money. So what we have is 5 bikes that hit all of the check marks. You can cruise on it, you can travel on it, and not only that, it's not going to break the bank. Stick around. Coming up next.
Hey, what is happening? What's going on? Happy Friday. I know I say it every Friday, but you know what? Monday to Friday, you just got to make it to Friday, right? Just got to make it to Friday. Anyway, intro. Maybe thinking about, or maybe you ran across this channel and you're thinking about maybe getting into doing some dual sport, because it is growing. You know it is. And it's just catching on, and it's really cool because you get the best of both worlds with dual sporting, because you can do the road, do the commuting, and you can go off-road and you can do camping on these motorcycles. That is what really appeals to a lot of people, and I think that's why it's such a cool thing. And if you're just finding this channel, you know, we have lots of videos to do our best to help out. You know, we catch flack from some people that are trolls and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, we get a lot of great people that follow the channel and help out and give great information down in the comment sections, which is really fantastic, because it could potentially answer a lot of questions, and we do our best to help out as best we can. So if you are new, don't forget, hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up, and don't forget, hit that little bell action so that way you are informed of new videos and stuff that's coming out. But dual sporting is like no other type of, you know, motorcycle. It's our own little club, you know, and I'm sure I'll have people chime in down below. It's really, really awesome because, like I said, we get to do the street and we get to do the dirt. And if you're new and you're trying to figure it out, hopefully some of the subscriber guys and great guys that are on or part of the 690, don't forget, go to our website, 690adv.com, and sign up so that you're part of the channel. But not only that, what do you get? What's a good dual sport? And, you know, what is going to work the best for me, and how much is it really going to cost me? You know, what's the best one? And, you know, you'll run across guys all over the place that are going to tell you, oh, you need this bike, and you need this, and this bike, and this bike, and this bike. And I'll even have comments down below telling me that I completely got it wrong, and that I'm not even close, and I'm, you know, and this, and this, and this. And but this is from experience. And not only that, I get to draw from other guys that ride and give you really good data. And, you know, like I said, you take it for what you want, but you still have to do some research before you start getting into this stuff. But hopefully I can narrow it down for you a little bit. But there's really about 5 dual sports that are out there, and I'm going to miss probably a few of them, but these are really my favorite, and I'm sure there's a lot of guys that will agree with me that, you know, to get into this sport, it can get pretty expensive, It can, you can really hit your pocketbook. I'm sorry, it's a little chilly. You can hit your pocketbook a little bit to get into this, type of stuff, And then the other thing is you may get into this dual sporting, and what'll happen is you'll get into it wrong, and you'll get a bad taste in your mouth, and you'll get out of it, and you'll miss the thing that makes it fantastic. So this is not really reviews of motorcycles. This is just really good picks if you're looking to get a motorcycle. And down in the comments, anybody that is out there that wants to add to this, I would really appreciate it, and I think it's fantastic. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from pretty much, there's 4 motorcycles that I think are really, 4 or 5 that are really perfect. And then there's one at the very end. I just think bang for buck, it makes a whole lot of sense. But the first bike is not super powerful, but it'll do what you ask it to do. And there's no sense in bashing it because it's a proven bike, and you know what? It does a really good job. The Kawasaki KLX 250S. It's not real powerful, but if you're a new rider or you're just coming over from maybe a cruiser or something like that and you want to get to do some commuting and stuff like that, man, that bike is fantastic. It really is. It's not too tall. It's not too heavy. It's great for commuting. You can definitely go off-road with it. It's not too crazy on price. Brand new, they're like $5,000, but man, you can pick those things up for, I've seen them on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that. And I've seen them as low as $2,000. So, definitely a great bike. It doesn't have a ton of power, so it's not going to get crazy on the throttle, and if you're new, they're fun to ride. The cool thing about dual sports is you sit upright, you have a better field of vision when you're riding, and it makes them really enjoyable to ride. So the Kawasaki KLX 250S, I think, is a fantastic bike as a beginner or getting into the dual sport realm, and it's not going to hit your pocketbook too hard. Next bike, the CRF. Both versions, I think, are fantastic. One is a little more dirt-oriented, one is a little more street-oriented, but they will both go off-road, make no mistake about it. The Honda CRF 250L and the Rally, great bikes. You can pick them up for not too cheap. You can get tons of aftermarket parts for these bikes. So you can decorate them out and make them as cool as you want to. You can do, you can make them look like a rally bike. You can make them whatever. You can pack them down, panniers, soft racks, all that stuff. They're not too powerful, and they do a great job on the road and off the road. They're very proven motorcycles. All of these that I'm going to talk about are proven motorcycles. But the Honda CRF 250L and the Rally, great bikes. I own the L. It's probably more off-road oriented. It's more that dirt bike look. But at the end of the day, it's a great bike, and it's perfect for a beginner and getting out and doing commuting and getting off the road. And all of these bikes, you can adventure travel on them. There's guys that travel the world on these motorcycles. The next one is probably in the 250 range, the king of all of them. Anyway, the CRF 250, $5,000. I'm sorry, I need to get back to what that's going to run you. About $5,000, and I've seen them as low. I picked mine up for $2,100, so it can be done. Yamaha. It's probably the 250R. The WR250R is the king of all the 250s. Very proven. Guys love them. They're kind of hard to find. But if you can find one, it does a great job. It's so amazing. It's got plenty of power. It's the most power of all the 250s. Guys travel all over the country on them, and they really are a fantastic motorcycle. They're great for beginners, they're great for intermediate, and even experienced riders absolutely love that motorcycle. That WR250R from Yamaha is a staple for Yamaha's dual sport motorcycles. And I tell you what, if you shop around, you can find one, and you cannot go wrong. The guys that own them love them. So, MSRP, they're going to run you about $6,600 new. But you know what? I've seen them as low as $3,000. You just got to shop around a little bit, and you can find those bikes. Next, probably quintessentially, the overall, I think it just is the win-win-win-win of the dual sport bikes. From Suzuki, the DRZ400S. WR250R. What a great bike. Guys love them. You can find them relatively inexpensive. They're about $6,000 new, between $6,500, $6,700, depending on what you're looking for. But used, I've seen them as low as $1,500, man. You just got to be willing to put a little time in, do a little research. You can find these bikes. But that DRZ, I tell you what, tons of aftermarket parts, lots of cool stuff, and not only that, they look cool, man. They are basically the classic dirt bike looking. They do great. They're not too heavy. None of these bikes are too heavy. You got to have a little bit of weight to get on the highway, but off-road, they're very manageable and they're not too crazy. And last but not least, this motorcycle, I think when you weigh it out, pound for pound, dollar for dollar, brand new, and you want to get into dual sport and you're a new rider, man, I'll tell you what, I'm sure I'll catch a little flack for it, and I don't care. The Royal Himalayan. I tell you what, at $4,400, new. How do you go wrong with that? And I know that there are some guys that made videos saying, oh, well, they got this, and it's cracking this, and it's breaking this, and that. Those bikes were abused. I don't care what anyone says. It's part of a rental deal. But you know what? If you're a new rider and you want to commute and you want to get out and you want to do this stuff and see the countryside, camp, do all that stuff, adventure travel, at $4,400, man, that's a deal. I don't care what you say. They're kind of cool looking. They look old school military, you know, like the old royal military over in Britain. And I just think that they're really neat. And you can get lots of cool stuff, and they come with lots of cool stuff right out of the gate. So the Royal Enfield Himalayan, I just think at $4,400, they're pretty much new. So there's not a lot of used ones out there, but I just think you win on that bike. I really do. So if you're looking to get into it, these are 5 bikes you really might want to think about, you know, to get in to dual sporting and adventure traveling and getting out and doing those things without breaking the bank. And you can go and see the countryside and do a lot of the things that you see on YouTube. And you see these guys out there traveling and some of the things that I do and all of my buddies do. Anyway, hey, you know what? Happy Friday. I hope everybody has a fantastic day, evening, weekend, all of it. Don't forget, get out, ride your bike, find your adventure. And if you're thinking about dual sporting, think about these 5 bikes. They're not too expensive. You can find them used, and they're all proven bikes, 100%. Hey, my name's Joe, 690 ADV. Thank you so much for stopping in. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, be part of the 690 ADV. Go to 690adv.com, sign up tonight, tomorrow. Just make sure that you're part of it because we want you, we appreciate you, and thank you so much. You guys have a fantastic weekend. 690 out.